I just watched them. They started to like save up money. We have this like jar, and they started saving up
Oh,
money because they wanted to go. And I said, you know what, guys, like I will try to find a way to earn extra money. And so that kind of lit a fire under me too. Literally the first day of October, October 1, I signed a contract on Upwork for $1,000.
oh my gosh. Welcome back to Pay to Travel, the UGC podcast. Hope you guys are all doing well. Go grab your coffee, your glass of water, go on your hot girl walk, whatever you do while you listen. Today, I have a student interview, which is so exciting. These are like my favorite episodes to do because they're casual, they're fun, and I think that you guys gain a lot from just hearing about what it's like for people right now getting started with UGC and what those journeys look like. So, I am here today with Krista, and she recently joined my program about 2 months ago and has been just hitting the ground running. She's killing it. And I am very excited to just interview her and hear about her journey, what wins she's having, also like some of the struggles of starting UGC and just all the things in between. So, Krista, it's so good to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, so good to be here. Thanks for having me, Maddie. I'm
Of
excited for today.
course. Me too. Could you just give the listeners a little bit of background on who you are, what your life looks like, where you live, all the things?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. My name is Krista Wolf. I am a 32-year-old ex. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have so many titles. Like I am a 32-year-old mom. I'm a small business owner. I originally am from Utah and we just moved to Tennessee about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I have a corporate tech background with work. So I worked in tech for a long time after graduating college. And I, trained for and ran so many marathons. I ran like 9 marathons during those years of working, and I had 3 babies. And I think after that, I just was ready for a change. And so it started with moving to Tennessee, and then it turned into owning a small business. And here we are. We're going to keep going. So
Yeah, so
lots of
busy.
changes. Lots of changes in the past couple of years, but yeah, that's kind of some background on who I am.
I love it. Tell us a little bit about your small business.
Yeah, so I started a mobile dirty soda business with my sister-in-law here in Tennessee. Dirty soda is like super big out in Utah, and my husband is from Tennessee, so whenever we came to visit, I always told him, I was like, we need to start a dirty soda business out here because it would do so well because all these Tennessee people just love their soda. So I decided to start it with my sister-in-law, and we have just made it a fun little passion project, side hustle. We go around to different like festivals, local festivals and local events. And then we do some private events like weddings and baby showers and stuff. So it's been fun.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Okay, so then tell me about what kind of made you interested in getting into UGC?
Yeah, long story, or I guess like I got here in a weird way, I guess. It's been so fun to like hear all of your student stories too, because I think people end up here in just very different ways. I just love it. So I realized like, I quit my job because I wanted to spend more time with my kids was like the main reason. But then I started this small business and I realized, okay, wait, in order to make more money, I have to be away from my kids more. And which was like the whole point, like it like defeated the whole purpose. So I was like trying to find different ways to make money with my Spark Sodas logo. So my soda business logo and business. And I just spent a lot of time researching over the past 6 months, like ways on how to do that. And that I kind of stumbled into like the TikTok shop stuff. And I started seeing UGC creators pop up just in my feed. And I have a background in kind of the influencer space because I did build a little bit of a following with my running background and my running journey on Instagram a long time ago. And I did work with several brands in that capacity. And I realized I was like, oh, actually, I love making content for my business. And that's so fun. And I don't feel like I'm an influencer in that sense. And I realized like that's something that I love to do at home too. Like I can do that at home. I don't have to take time away from my family. And I just thought, wow, if I could make more money doing this and be able to spend time with my family or like not have to like trade time with my family, it's like I should look into it. And so I think I looked up a podcast or then I started searching more and I found your podcast, which
Yep.
it all avalanched
And
after
now
that.
here you are.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you heard about UGC like in the past 6 months ish then?
Yeah. No, very recent. Very
Yeah?
recent.
Okay. I love that. And I guess we already hit on this, but kind of getting to like your why behind UGC is a lot of just wanting to be home with the kids and not having as much of like a in-person intensive business, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, but still being able to connect with people and like I love working with clients. I think, working strategically with clients is really fun and I think I'm used to that with my tech background. But yeah, I think something else that like really triggered it for me was my kids. This is so random. And this is like a big tangent. So sorry if I like go way off. But my kids, I like my two boys all of a sudden got super into Harry Potter. They were like way into it and they learned about Harry Potter World. And they're like, "Wait, there is a place that I can go and, like, just, like, pretend to be a wizard and, like, I can use a wand." Like, they just got super pumped about Harry Potter World and Universal Studios. And after I had quit my job, we're doing fine with money, but, like, we can't obviously, it's limited, like, what we can do because we don't have as much spending money. And I just got kind of sad that I couldn't just, like, buy tickets to Universal Studios on a whim and go take them to Harry Potter World. And
Mhm.
I just watched them. They started to, like, save up money. We have this, like, jar, and they started saving
Aw.
up money because they wanted to go, and I said, "You know what, guys? Like, I will try to find a way to earn extra money," and so that kind of lit a fire under me too. I think that, like, made me really want to, like, actually
Yeah.
put in the work and the effort with them and, like, work towards that goal with them. So I think that helped too. That gave me a lot of motivation to get into it or get into something that it was a little bit more lucrative, I guess, than
Yeah.
currently doing.
No, that's such a great story, and I think honestly, the people that I see just right off the bat, like, dive into UGC and be successful, it's like they usually
Yeah.
have a really strong why or, like, a goal that they're working towards. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I want to pay off this debt,"
Mhm.
or, "I want to fund this international trip," or XYZ. Like, there is oftentimes a very clear goal that they're working towards that kind of keeps them motivated. So, I love that story.
Yeah, yeah, I think goals are so powerful,
Yeah,
and yeah, especially if you're goal oriented, which I am.
yeah.
So it's great.
Same. Okay, so when did you join the UGC Accelerator program?
Yeah, so I think you said it earlier, but it was, like, literally, like, the last day of August. I
Okay.
remember I had to do it really quick because you had your sale going on, and I was like, "I have to decide."
Yep.
So I made the decision, and it was, like I think it was, like, the last day I could do it, and so I s I and it was kinda nice because it was, like, a clean cut, "Okay, I'm starting in September."
Yep.
Again, I think we type A, like, goal-oriented people like to just be like, "Okay, I'm starting in September, and, like, here we go, clean cut, and we're just doing it, just
Yeah.
going for it."
Okay, I love that. And since joining, I guess tell me overall general how has it been going in terms of starting your UGC career, learning everything, diving in, like what has that been like for you?
Oh, man. I feel like there's been a lot of, like, emotions. I am very grateful for the community aspect that you and your course bring, and I'm also grateful that you have something laid out that was very easy to follow and actionable items because that's what I needed. I think
Yeah.
technically, like, I could have done it on my own, but I was just like I just didn't know where to go. Like, what steps do I need to take? When do I need to take them?
Mhm.
So I feel like there were a lot of, like, ups and downs and emotions on, like, "Crap, I can't do this. Yes, I can. I'm so pumped." But then, like, following your program, it was like my rock. Like, it kept me, like, grounded to something because I am a pretty emotional person, and I kinda let it get away sometimes. But I feel like being able to, like, come back to the community, see other people's content, like, what they're working on, seeing, all the stuff that you give me to do and actual homework, again, like actionable items that I can like actually work on
Yeah.
while I'm also applying to jobs and stuff. Like it gives me something to do, or it gave me something to do like every day. Every day I could do something. And I think that was really, really helpful for me because sometimes when you're like trying to sell yourself or pitch your services, it's kind of like a waiting game. But with your course, it felt like I was able to still work even though I wasn't necessarily making money, but I knew it would pay off in the end.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answered your question, but
Yeah, no, it totally did. I think a lot of pieces there. Like I think a lot of people need the structure to it, and I see this all the time even with students in my program where they'll come to the Q&A and they're like, I'm just feeling overwhelmed and like I need to finish my portfolio and that just feels really overwhelming, and I just have to be like, okay, go back to the steps. I need you to break it down by tasks. Don't think of it as I have to finish my whole portfolio this month. That's so overwhelming. Think of it as tomorrow, I need to map out 2 videos. I need to script 2 videos tomorrow. Great. What do you need to do the next day? You need to film B-roll for one of those videos. Like you can break it down into little tasks. And I think that's what I try to do in the program is give you these actionable steps and have you break it down into like a to-do list where you don't feel crazy overwhelmed and you can get through the 3 months, right? A lot of people start UGC and then they just stop because it's stressful or it's overwhelming or they have imposter syndrome, whatever it is. And it's nice to have that structure and then also the community. Like, even if you're not in the community every day, every week, it's nice to be like, okay, I know that if I've fallen off, I can go back and I can get on the Q&A call next week and it's going to be fine and I'll get back in. Or I can go and look at the wins chat and see like the successes that other people are having and that's going to motivate me to get back into it. So I feel like it is just overall like motivating to have the community and nice to have that structure as well.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do, just to go back, like you do lay it out very, very well. I think one thing that was hard for me and probably hard for a lot of people is like you want to just like get through all the content without like
Yes.
doing the homework in between. And like I had to make a very clear, conscious decision in my head, like, no, I'm not moving on until I finish her little homework pieces, and then I'm allowed to move on. So that does feel like it takes like a while to get through
Mhm.
because it does take extra, like it takes work on your part.
Mhm.
But yeah, you do a really good job at making it bite-sized, one piece at a time.
Yeah, totally. I know it's funny when people are like asking me questions about something that I'm like, you don't need to be worrying about that for another like
Yeah.
month and a half. And I'm like, stick to what you're doing. Like stick to week 3 homework.
Yeah, totally.
It's so funny. Okay. Well, I love that. So I would love to hear kind of what wins you have had since joining the program. I know a bit about your month 1, but I haven't heard a lot about month 2. So I guess catch me up on the past 2 months of like the wins that you've had in terms of UGC deals.
Yeah, it's I guess this is a good thing and a bad thing in a way. I have done pretty much everything on Upwork. I think Upwork has been so nice because it like handles a ton of stuff that I just don't have to deal with. So, but I feel like it's kind of been like the lazy
Yeah.
opt out. Like it's like the lazy girl option, which is like fine, I think, but also it sucks to see like that 10%, 15% taken out of
Yep.
the anyway. So I have found a lot of success on Upwork and I've just watched my profile again. I think just like my personality type, I like to see like, oh, 100%
Yeah.
success rate. And like, oh, like 5-star reviews. It's right there for everyone to see. So that has been like a little bit of a challenge for me to like move out of Upwork and move into pitching, but I've had a lot of success. So I've just kind of been rolling with it.
Yeah.
So I have had, I guess my biggest deals, I have them written down here. The biggest deals that I've signed or have had is one with a Christian devotional book. That was my first big deal that I feel like, man, I signed that within like the first week that I
Yeah.
started. That was so bizarre. I was
Yeah.
like, I can't do this. I don't even, I think I might have like posted a portfolio like starter page just to like have something on Upwork to show potential clients. And you had, I think in your program, you had said like apply for like 20 plus gigs on different platforms. So I was like, that's what I did. But I was like, this is too much. I can't, I can't
Yeah.
do all of it because I was actually getting responses, which was, I mean, so great. Like it was such a blessing.
Yeah.
Anyways, that one blew me away and I had so much fun with it. And like her response was so great. Like her feedback was so great. So I did 2 videos for them. And then I did a big, it was like $550 for some kids' coloring books.
Mhm.
And that one was really fun because it was just a lot of B-roll. And he had me take some, lifestyle photos and honestly pretty easy. Again, like not too tough. I liked that one because he was a little bit more hands-on and gave me a lot of like good feedback throughout the process. And I really appreciated that. So those were kind of the two. And then I did a bunch of little ones. So it all totaled up to be like just over $1,000 for that first month of September, which
Yeah.
I had zero
Yeah.
expectations for that because I was just planning on getting through the program or hoping to get through the whole program within that first month and maybe do a couple gifted things. So that blew me away. And so I told myself, I was like, okay, October is kind of busy for Spark Sodas. So I'll just say that my goal, and I had this fall break planned, this vacation planned. It was just last week. And I was like, I'll just try to match, what I made in September. So just try to make $1,000 again.
Yeah.
And literally the first day of October, October 1, I signed a contract on Upwork for $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, okay, I'll take it. So, which and like that blew me away too, because now I
Yeah.
feel so greedy. I'm like, ooh, like I can make $1,000 with one client. This is so
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
again, on Upwork, I think that's like super unheard of. Like you can't find deals like that good all the time. So that one was really fun. That one was like for a kid's vitamin project. So they had us like that my boys were so excited. They sent us like
Oh,
10 different kids multivitamins and they had us do like comparison videos and they sent us like these huge bags of like gummy bears and gummy worms and like we're supposed to like compare the candy to the multivitamins. I don't They loved it.
cute.
So it was so fun. Got a lot of good feedback from them too right before I left on my vacation and she said, we're going to have more projects in the future, so we'll keep the contract open and you can work with us again. It's fun because like sometimes they'll give you like bonuses, like little tips for doing
Mhm.
extra work. And so it's fun to get that too. And then I think my most recent like win that I'm really excited about is a couple of days ago. I got an inbound from a local gym
Oh,
and yeah, I had been to the gym with a friend just for like their free, like they do like a free trial week. And I went and she had tagged me, my friend had tagged me in something. And so the gym owner, it's like a small family owned business. She like started following me on my running account. And on the running account, I just put like, I don't like post a lot there anymore, but I put my portfolio link on there and I guess she clicked on it and she reached out and she's like, "Hey, Krista, like I would love to talk to you about helping me out with some marketing." And so I'm supposed to have a call with her in the next couple of days. So yeah, that is really exciting because I would love to do stuff like that. I think
mhm.
local stuff would be really, really fun. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
so cool, and it
mhm,
fits very much into your, like, niche of, like, running, fitness, like, you kind of
totally.
know that content too.
Totally. Yeah, right up my alley. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it got me really excited.
That is so awesome. There's so many ways to get UGC deals. There's all these different platforms, there's inbounds, there's outbound pitching, like, truly, there's so many ways to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and, it gets me excited because it's like that opens the door to a lot of other types of work you could do for them, where it's like it doesn't just have to be making UGC videos, it could be more of a strategic role, and I think that's so cool. It just UGC opens up a ton of doors, and I think all businesses appreciate it. All businesses need marketing, and they're willing to pay for it, which
Mhm.
is really fun because you can do a lot with it too.
Yeah, I always get asked, like, "Do you think UGC is too saturated? Are there too many creators?" And I'm like, "Do you know how many businesses there are in the world? Do you know that every single business has to market themselves?"
And then not even that, it's like, hey, how many businesses are there? But also, how many target audiences
Yep.
do those businesses have?
Mhm.
And like they can't have one influencer just covering, I mean, some businesses maybe they can, but it's like they need different types of people for their different types of target audiences too, you know?
100%. Yep.
Yeah, which is like it's so cool. Like I always when I'm on Upwork, I'm always looking for the ones where it's like we need a child between the ages of like 3 and 5 because it's like, well, yeah, who else? Like
Yeah.
their pool is already so small.
Right.
Like
Maybe
you
like
gotta
10% of UGC creators like fit
yeah.
that demographic.
Exactly, exactly. I always try to use, like, the weird things that I have, like, even just like, "Oh, do you have a backyard space?" Like, I know plenty of UGC influencers or creators probably don't have backyards, so
I
I'm
don't.
so it's like I already, like, am ahead of the game in that
Yeah.
way, so I think that's something to definitely keep in mind and something that I've noticed, even in that kid's coloring book example, he even just he straight up said, he was like, "It is so hard to find creators who have the kids the right age." And I was like, "Yeah, it's good to hear that from you because now I can charge more for
Literally.
those types of projects."
So true.
Yeah.
So far since starting UGC, you've made what, just over $2,000 so far?
Yeah, close to 2,500.
Okay.
I'm working on a $300 deal right now,
Okay.
and I've got a couple yeah, I just had a couple little ones in between there, so
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
love that.
yeah, good money.
Yeah. So would you say it's been worth it? Like, I feel like people wonder, like, is it just gonna take me a ton of time to invest in, like, starting my UGC business? Is it gonna be, like, worth it? Am I gonna make enough money? So I'm curious just from your perspective, like, has your time investment into UGC been worth it?
Oh, 100%,
Yeah.
1,000%. I mean, it was a lot of upfront work. I think you have to acknowledge that and you have to be prepared for that.
Yep.
I think sometimes people think that they can not get away with working. I don't but it doesn't work that way. But now it's like that's a great thing about it is like I have all of that base I don't know, like I have my rock, my foundation, and I can yeah, like I can make updates to my portfolio. Like there's always work to do on my portfolio and update it and I don't know, everything, just lots of like little things I need to tweak and stuff, but technically like I'm done, right? Like I can just like promote myself and find jobs and I could just never update my portfolio again and it would be fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it does. It takes a lot of upfront work and hours and time and effort, but totally worth it because the payoff, it's just going to get easier and easier the more
Yes.
experience I get to get more and more money.
Mhm. 100%. I always tell people that. I'm like, in the beginning, it's just a lot of work and you're gonna feel like you're trading a lot of hours for like lower pay. And that's just how it is. That's
Yeah.
just how it starts. It's not like that forever. How much time would you say you've been putting into UGC each week?
Yeah. That I guess that's a tricky question because people are going to think I'm psycho, but that first month in September, I just really wanted to get that kind of knock out the course, knock out the
Yeah.
portfolio as fast as I could. So I would get up at like 4 a.m. and I would do your course, I would do some portfolio work. I would plan out like what I could do that day for like videos for my portfolio and so that was like I'd spend like 2 or 3 hours in the morning, on that, and then I would probably spend another, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours during the day to, like to film, like, to get the video, because you gotta film it during the daylight, not at 4 AM, to do all that sort of stuff just as much as I could, so it was probably, like, I would say total 30 hours per week for that first month like all things UGC,
Yeah.
but probably like 10 or 15 of those hours were actually like towards projects and making money.
Yeah.
And I think it has definitely tapered out since then because I'm not putting in so much work
Right.
on the course and my portfolio. I probably should, but like, oh, I'm probably spending 10 to 15 hours now per week on actual like UGC projects and making money.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. I think Yeah, whenever people get in and they kinda wanna just fast track the program, they'll squeeze a lot into that first month, and so it can be a lot of hours. Um, and that makes sense. It's like upfront, it's kind of more of the back end stuff, like, you're not getting paid to build your portfolio and create the website or do example videos or watch the modules or like all this stuff. That's just you learning and it's you putting in the work to build it, and it's not actually client work you're getting paid for.
Yes.
So it's definitely a build process, I would say, those first like 2 months. And then after that it definitely tapers off, and then it feels more like, okay, I feel like I'm getting paid per project now, and I'm not having to put in a ton of, like, the back end work of building it.
Yes, definitely. And, for me, that worked because it was like I know myself and I know that I'm more motivated to learn like right up front as soon as, I make the purchase and I want to like I'm motivated.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually put in the work. I think some people do better with, bite-sized pieces over time. So
Mhm.
but I loved that it was very customizable. Like I could do however much work as I wanted in as short or as much time as I needed.
Yeah. Yeah. I have intentionally set up the program that way where it's like, because I used to run it live, and so you had to do it
Oh,
kind of at a certain pace,
yeah.
and I think students appreciate that they can, like, do it faster or a little slower if they need to.
Yeah, but also, like, having the option of getting live,
Yeah.
contact with you and the community is really nice too, because sometimes it does feel a little isolating, just doing so I love that you have both options, like both the course that I can follow on my own time, but then also get on live calls and actually see people and talk to people.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey there, travel UGC creator. Did you know that your best content ideas are already hidden in the content you've previously shared? That's right. Most of the time, we find ourselves scrambling for new content ideas when really we should just be looking at our analytics of what's worked well for our audience and rinse and repeat. I'm Laura, and I host the Travel Creator Podcast. And over there, we talk so much about making content creation sustainable and freaking easy because there's no BS here. We know that content creation can be really tough. So, the next time you are wondering what the heck to post, go back and look at your top performing posts. Go back and look at the top 10 and ask specific questions about who they were for, what they were answering, and why they performed well. You can also do this with new UGC clients you are pitching or new UGC video ideas. So, back to Maddie, but I'll see you over on the Travel Creator.
Okay, so what has been like your favorite or the most fun part about starting UGC?
Oh, that's a good question. I think my favorite part has been like pulling my kids into it. I didn't for the first several jobs that I did, and it felt a lot more overwhelming. I don't know why. Probably because I'm trying to be mom and do another job, but just do another thing. But when I started having my kids like be a part of it and get them excited about it, knowing that we're saving up for a trip or something like that, and seeing them just like light up when the product comes or when, we're filming and they're being goofy or they're being fun or we're just having a good time together. I think that has been really rewarding because it's
Yeah.
like actually a part of my life, like I can make UGC a part of our family life and it feels
Mhm.
wholesome. So I think that might be my favorite part. Kind of unexpected. I wasn't expecting that. But it's been a fun little surprise.
Yeah, I feel like that goes back so much to your why too of like wanting to spend more time with your kids. And it's like you can literally do that while you're working.
Yeah. Yeah, which is so fun. And again, they love it. They think it's fun and they know that it's going towards something that will benefit them too. Like I feel like I'm teaching them how to work
Yeah.
and how work pays off. And so like bringing them into it has been fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there any piece of advice or encouragement that you would give to someone listening who might be thinking about starting UGC?
Yeah, I think the biggest piece of advice is like it's not sexy at all. It's just put in the work and be patient.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things about UGC is that it's one of those things in life that or just one of those things that you don't have to be naturally gifted at to succeed at. Like I feel like I'm one of those people who I'm like pretty good at a lot of things, but I'm not like really good at like one thing.
Yeah.
And I just love when I can like get a direct outcome. Like if I put in this much work, I will get this much reward out of it. And UGC is like that. If you put in a lot of work and you know how to work hard, you will get rewarded for it. Like it's not, you don't have to like pretend to be something you're not. That's the great thing. Like you can just be yourself and you just got to work hard, like get better and better at what you're doing and at that skill, and you will get rewarded. And the more work you put in, the more you'll get out of it. And I just love that you can do that and that I can do that and that it's a thing. Like it's so cool. But like you have to be patient and you have to keep working even when you feel like you're not getting anywhere with it.
I completely agree. I think people often see UGC as this like too good to be true kind of thing, or like, oh, they're super creative, so they're doing well with it, but I wouldn't. And I just very much see UGC as like a very straightforward job path. Like it's just so straightforward where if you know what to do and you do it, it works.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like if you put in the time to get on these platforms, if you put in the time to build a portfolio and you learn how to pitch, like you will make money. Like there is just no doubt about that. That is why I have the guarantee in my program. If you don't make back your money, I'll literally give you a refund because I know that it works.
Yeah.
Like it just works. It is literally just a system. And when you follow it, to me, it's just one of the coolest and easiest like side hustles to just get into because you don't have to have a ton of background in anything. You don't need like a ton of money to get started and build a business. You just need to like actually be dedicated and be like, okay, I am going to set aside 10 hours a week to do this. If you do that, it will work for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess it's simple. It's not easy.
Yes.
You have-
100%. It
Yes.
is simple. It's not easy. Like it requires work and it requires being dedicated to it. And so in that sense, it's like it's simple, but it's not like, oh, I don't have to like work or this is like always super easy and super fun. It's like, okay, it also is. It's a job and you do have to work and you have to deal with clients and you have to also be your own boss. Like that's hard too.
Yeah, it is. You have to sell. You have to, you have to perfect. You have to learn. Like it's a continual learning thing. But yeah, it's just that it is what it is. And it's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you a better professional. So there's definitely payoff for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Was there anything we didn't cover or talk about that you wanted to say today?
No, I think you hit everything.
Amazing. Great.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, I love this conversation. I think it's just great to see kind of the realistic journey of people who are going through it. And like I have several student interviews on the podcast. So if you're listening and you want to listen to more of these, I think I have like 5 other ones on the podcast that you can listen to. And it's great because they're all different. Like everyone's journey is different. Everyone's background is different. How much people are making is different. And so if you go through the episodes, you can kind of find different ones and see like which stories resonate with you. But I just love having the students on here to give some behind the scenes of what it actually looks like to be inside the UGC Accelerator program and just the ups and downs of starting UGC in general. So Krista, thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
Thank you. It was so fun. Love talking with you.
Yeah, this was great. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode. If you want to become a UGC creator and get paid to travel, then my UGC Accelerator is for you. Fast track your UGC career with over 40 video trainings, live weekly Q&A calls, and direct access to me as your UGC coach. You'll get personalized feedback, accountability, and a proven 3-month roadmap to start getting paid UGC deals. Plus, an active community of over 100 other creators also on their UGC journeys. Some students have earned over $2,000 in UGC deals within weeks. And I have students like Lene, who quit her nannying job just 4 months after starting the program because of UGC. Or Katie, who's made over $12,000 in her first few months of pitching. Plus, there's a no-brainer guarantee. If you don't make back your investment in the program, I'll give you a full refund. So if you're ready to take UGC seriously, click the link in the description to learn more.